Welcome back to Maritime Pakistan. Today, we're crossing the Indian Ocean to look at a massive logistical challenge that birthed the 1971 Special Trade Agreement. For decades, a massive movement of humanity has taken place across these waters. Every year, huge numbers of people traveled across the Indian Ocean to complete religious pilgrimages, creating what the industry called special trades. Most of these travelers were unberthed passengers. That means they were making long, arduous ocean crossings without standard cabin beds, living and sleeping in large communal spaces or right on the open decks. Handling tens of thousands of people in open ship layouts presented a unique logistical challenge. The survival of these migrations relied entirely on rules tailored specifically to how these ships operated. For a long time, the safety baseline for this regional movement relied on the Simla Rules of 1931, regulations built for the steamship era. But maritime engineering advanced rapidly. To keep up, the global community adopted comprehensive new Safety of Life at Sea, or SOLAS Conventions, in 1948 and again in 1960. Those new SOLAS standards were written with modern, berthed global shipping in mind. They assumed every passenger had a designated cabin, which instantly rendered the old 1931 Simla Rules completely outdated. Because modern law failed to account for unberthed communal transport, millions of regional travelers were pushed into a legal blind spot with no updated safety protections. When international safety standards ignore the specific, on-the-ground reality of how massive groups of people travel, the rules meant to protect them can inadvertently leave them exposed. To resolve this crisis, the International Maritime Organization convened a specialized conference in 1971. Their goal was highly specific. Rather than rewriting all of global maritime law from scratch, they needed to engineer a localized, regional patch that fit neatly into existing global treaties. They produced the 1971 Agreement, a new annex slotted directly into Chapters 2 and 3 of the 1960 SOLAS Convention. This adapted the strict structural safety requirements for modern cabins, wrapping those global standards around the open-deck realities of unberthed vessels. This updated legal framework officially entered into force in January of 1974. But securing the physical integrity of a ship's hull is only half the equation. Keeping the steel afloat doesn't automatically mean that dense crowds inside will survive the journey. Realizing this, the IMO formed a rare alliance with the World Health Organization. We can look at these massive vessels as physical containers holding thousands of human beings. The two organizations worked together to shift the legal focus away from the ship's steel exterior, aiming directly at the specific biological and spatial needs of the crowds living inside. This collaboration produced the 1973 Protocol on Space Requirements for Special Trade Passenger Ships. This protocol established rigorous technical rules. It dictated exact mathematical models for calculating minimum square footage per person, enforced baseline ventilation rates, and mandated strict sanitary conditions. These targeted health and space regulations became active international law in 1977. Safely transporting dense masses of people requires treating human biology, breathing, space, and sanitation with the same rigorous mathematical attention as a ship's structural steel. By 1977, the 1971 Agreement and the 1973 Protocol were operating together as a complete complementary system. The treaties established a clear division of labor. The 1971 Agreement functions as structural armor, defending the vessel against the ocean's physical threats. Meanwhile, the 1973 Protocol acts as an internal life support network, ensuring the interior remains breathable, adequately spaced, and sanitary for unberthed passengers. Together, these two frameworks showed how broad international law can be successfully adapted to protect a highly specific regional reality. Effective maritime safety rarely succeeds as a one-size-fits-all mandate. It has to retain flexibility to protect diverse cultures and specialized trades on their own terms. Thanks for watching Maritime Pakistan. Let us know your thoughts on this dual system approach in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.